All right, Thursday, March the 10th edition of the Carolina Weather Video. Meteorologist Matthew East here along with you. More warm weather continuing across the Carolinas. Some adjustment to the weekend forecast around here. I'll also talk about the big flooding rain event underway off to the west of us, when that system arrives here, and some long-term thoughts here as today's edition of the video rolls along. All right, let's start off with a look at the time-lapse imagery from yesterday from the Avalon Pier web camera. Very, very nice day across the Carolinas yesterday once again, as we've had this stretch of really warm, extremely pleasant March weather over the past couple of days. So again, that's the time-lapse from the Avalon Pier web camera along the North Carolina Outer Banks. A similarly very nice day across the Piedmont. There's the Charlotte time-lapse imagery as we went through our Wednesday. A fantastic day once again on the 9th of March. Just a beautiful, beautiful weather setup across the region. These are the final highs yesterday. Richmond and Columbia at 80. It was 79 in Wilmington, around the Triad, mid and upper 70s yesterday afternoon. Very similar high temperatures across the Charlotte viewing area yesterday afternoon. And I think the high temperatures this afternoon will be very similar to what we just saw yesterday. There's your highs, or your temperatures rather, across the region this morning. And these are way above average temperatures for this time of year. Very mild start here to our 10th day of March. Quiet here across the Carolinas again. Will be rain free, but boy, what a mess off to the west, all the way from parts of the Boot Hill of Missouri down through the Delta region of western Mississippi, parts of Arkansas, Louisiana, Texas, just inundated with waves of heavy rain and thunderstorm activity. In fact, look at all the flood products in effect. These are either flash flood warnings, flood watches, river flood warnings, flood advisories, anything flood related I've got plotted on this map for you. And just all kinds of problems with flooding in these areas I've been mentioning. And these are rain totals here over the past 72 hours. Just some amazing rain amounts. Up over a foot of rain in parts of North Louisiana. Many spots, 8 to 12 inches of rain in parts of Texas, North Louisiana, and eastern parts of Arkansas. Big, big flooding problems. Oops, sorry about that. Email notification blaring in there. But there's the high-resolution modeling as we go through today. That is going to be another day that features all kinds of heavy rain and some thunderstorm activity. Just through the daylight hours today on the high-resolution rapid refresh, you're looking at another 4 to 5 inches of rain in the Delta region of western Mississippi and eastern Arkansas. And I'll show you more on the rain totals coming up in just a couple of moments. But around here in the Carolinas, what a quiet weather setup. A beautiful day again. Look at these highs across the region. 83 in Columbia, 80 in Raleigh, 82 in Fayetteville, 70s for the I-85 corridor. Lows tonight pretty mild overall. Now, due to the timing of this incoming front, I think we're going to squeeze in a very warm day again tomorrow. There's your highs across the region for Friday. And then on Saturday, at least temporarily, that front is off to the south of a lot of North Carolina. So it looks like a day that'll feature a lot of clouds Saturday, maybe some rain showers Friday night into early Saturday in some spots, and a bit of a cooler weather setup. Nothing cold about it, but that's what we're going with for highs now. We may need to adjust those one way or another as we see the strength of the little wedge event for Saturday. Now, watch this here. This is how that next system unfolds. Even still, early Saturday morning, the upper level low is parked over Texas as it gradually then opens up and lifts our way. Another piece of energy dives our way Monday. So again, let me step you through this. This is today, your axis of heavy rain and storms. Doesn't move a whole lot tomorrow, but then that does get on the move, and I think we're looking at some scattered showers across the region Sunday, scattered showers and thunderstorms for Monday. All right, here we go. Rain potential off the latest run of the GFS. In fact, this is the latest run just in. The totals have come down a pretty good bit. The previous run had over a foot in New Orleans, but still, that's a very significant amount of rain, over 7.5 inches in southeastern Louisiana over the next couple of days. So let me show you how this unfolds. First of all, what's happening aloft. There's your big upper level low. This is valid tomorrow evening, Friday evening over Texas. You go out to Saturday night. The system is opening up and weakening. Another piece of energy diving in on the backside. So this brings us some scattered showers Sunday. The trailing piece of energy, pretty potent, and that should bring us some scattered showers and probably a few thunderstorms on Monday as well. All right, so there's the GFS depiction. This was the 0Z run. This is the initial system moving in Sunday morning. There's the piece of energy on the backside that then pivots in on Monday. So let me step you through some of the surface charts here. This is the Canadian model. This is the axis of heavy rain this afternoon and this evening through parts of Tennessee and Mississippi. Tomorrow, again, southeastern Louisiana under the gun, especially southern Mississippi too. There's Saturday. Notice not a whole lot of precipitation around here Saturday on the Canadian model. I'll show you the GFS in a moment. And then there's your scattered showers Sunday. Scattered showers, maybe a couple thunderstorms on Monday. Now let's go to the GFS. All right, so this is the GFS. This is the 0Z run. This was valid this evening. So there's your rain and storms, Mississippi Valley region. Tomorrow, again, there's your axis of heavy rain and storms. But here comes this front moving into the Carolinas from the north. And the GFS over the overnight run was relatively active with some showers around here Friday night into Saturday morning. That's a possibility. A lot of the other modeling isn't entirely sold on that scenario, but I will mention the chance of a few showers in parts of the Carolinas Friday night into Saturday morning. And then Saturday afternoon, not a whole lot of precipitation left, but plenty of cloud cover. And you notice the GFS is pretty cool with these temperatures on Saturday. These are forecast highs on Saturday afternoon. I have not gone that cool with my forecast as I showed you a moment ago, but certainly a bit of a trend downward in our temperatures for Saturday. And then we get into Sunday. There's your wave of showers moving in. Some instability for the system to work with Sunday, but not a lot. Now you get out to Monday, and that's when that, good gracious, email. Then you get out into Monday, and that's when that trailing piece of energy brings some scattered showers and thunderstorms, and there is more instability to work with on Monday. So I think Monday is the better thunderstorm opportunity day. And again, just to go back and show you that 0Z run of the GFS, this was the rain here across the southeastern part of the country over the next several days. And let me focus here on southeastern Louisiana. Look, and again, this was the 0Z run of the GFS where you had some 12, 13, 14-inch rain totals there in southeastern parts of Louisiana. Longer term, all right, let's look deeper into next week. These are high temperatures off of the 0Z GFS. This is Tuesday, so it's still a very, very warm setup across much of the southern and the southeastern part of the country. Wednesday, very, very much the same. And here's what's happening aloft. Again, let me show you this 500 millibar average, the deviation from normal here on the Canadian model. There's your warm air next week. This is valid Thursday morning of next week. But at the same time, big ridge going up along the west coast. And in response to that, these are your 5,000-foot temperature deviations from average. And so the middle part of next week, still a very, very warm weather setup. Some of us probably around 80 or so for highs by Wednesday of next week. But then we do trend cooler. Notice this pretty good shot of cold air. This is Palm Sunday. That's pretty cold over a lot of the plains and spilling into the Mississippi Valley region, and you go out in time from there. This is out in Tuesday, the week between Palm Sunday and Easter Sunday, and that's a pretty chilly air mass over the eastern part of the country. So I do think we kind of trend back toward cooler weather the week after Palm Sunday, after another very, very warm week for most of next week. Really, I think it's Palm Sunday weekend that we start to step those temperatures down. Of course, that's a long way off. We'll keep adjusting the timing as necessary. All right, that is it for today's edition of the Carolina Weather Video. Everybody have a great day. Enjoy the great weather again here in the Carolinas, and God bless.